Hello, I'm Coach Spaulding, and it's really a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. It's always a pleasure to come and be able to talk to young men and young women about the fundamentals of success. And I have a short video I want to show you about Mr. Reggie Theus, who is here with us, and he's going to come up in just a second. And this is something that is very important for you to see, and how the fundamentals in sports relate to the fundamentals in life.
When I was in high school, and this was my high school basketball coach right there, Coach Spaulding. When I was in high school, he'll tell you that when I played 13 years in the NBA, I scored over 19,000 points in the NBA. I did the same moves in high school that I did in the pros, all right?
That's right.
Same move. The only difference is I did what? I perfected it. I got better with it. I got better with my pivots. I got better with my ball handling. I got better with the spin move. So don't always think that you're gonna gain some spectacular thing and you're gonna learn something spectacular. What you're gonna do is learn how to take what you already have and just make it better. And as you do what? As you learn what? As you learn the fundamentals of how to play basketball.
I want to introduce him, Reggie Theus, present NBA coach, former All-American, high school All-American, just has led a wonderful and successful life in many areas. And he has used the same fundamentals that he learned in the gym, in sports, in all aspects of his life. And so without any further ado, I want to introduce the great one and only, Mr. Reggie Theus.
This is great. You know, having Mike here, having Leon here, I sit over there and I smiled because I don't know if I would have accomplished my goals in basketball and in life in general without those two guys. I have no idea where I would be today. Coach Spaulding and Leon were really instrumental in pushing me in the right direction, you know? So everything that we do in our lives, it walks hand in hand, and everything that we do, if we have to do it the right way, if we can do it the right way, starts with fundamentals. We're talking about the fundamentals of life, and we're talking about the fundamentals of sports. And Coach has a great presentation about the 9 fundamentals of life and how they all come together. I always laugh because I'm living proof of those fundamentals, you know? And not just me, but in different ways, we all are. Because, you know, and sometimes, you know, when we get off to the wrong track, you know, you forget your fundamentals. You forget what your parents told you about going down to the corner and doing whatever you think you're doing, thinking that it's not going to catch up with you. If you stick with your fundamentals, those things wouldn't happen. As someone told me once before, I said, Coach, why do you spend so much time with me? Why are we doing all these things? Why do we get up in the morning at 6 a.m. and go to the gym before school starts and work for an hour and a half to 2 hours? Why do you spend so much time giving me what we all call, you know, affectionately the word these days? That's our pet word, name for everything, the word. Did you give your brother the word? You know, did you give Reggie the word? Well, and he said to me, I said, why do you do that? And he said, because one of these days, this is a true story, one of these days is going to be your turn to give somebody else the word. And that's how it works. Just like Reggie was saying, Dad, why do I need to come? Because one of these days, it's going to be your turn to give somebody the word. And that's how we do this. It is very true that it takes an entire village to raise a child. Coach Spaulding is relatively unknown to you. He has no connection in your lives. You've never watched him play ball. You've never read his name in the paper. You have the power to empower people around you. Coach has the power to do that. He has the ability to empower people. He has the ability to get people to listen to him. And all I want to tell you is listen, because whatever he had to say worked for me. Whatever he had to say worked to me, that I'm passing on to him and to you. Because all of the things, because now it's somebody else has got to pull that. Like I said, it's a village, it's a family. That we have to continue to reiterate and continue to pass the word and continue to preach the word, you know, and never think because their heads turn or they look like they're not listening, they hear you. If you keep saying it enough, they hear you. And it is in there. And it will stay until it's needed. You know how many times I have pulled from things that I was told as a 10th grader? I can hear the words as vivid as I can today. You know, him talking, Leon talking. Not always nicely either. But, you know, so we just have to keep these things going. And I just want to tell Coach, I love you to death, and I know you got this covered. And all your wisdom and all the things you've done for me in my past is still here, Coach, and I'm still living it. All right? Thank you.
We've had the preliminaries. It is time to get busy. I know everyone wants to hear what the 9 fundamentals of success are all about. So if we start from the top, the essence of who you are, we're a spiritual being. We are a physical being. Okay, we're a physical being, and we are a mental being. So we have our spirit, our mind, and our body. Okay, we must elevate our thoughts, our thought patterns, what we think about. We must raise that up. We must raise up our speech. We must speak. What comes out of our mouth is very important. What we say represents us. And what we do, the actions we take every day, upgrade the level of those actions every day. Take personal responsibility for your acts, and have self-discipline, and be consistent. Those are the things, the 9 things that I have learned from basketball, teaching basketball and coaching basketball, and have been able to transfer those things into life, and they work. Reggie Theus was up here, and he was a living embodiment, a living example of how those 9 fundamentals work, and they can work for you. This is something for a young man. This is something that you can do tomorrow, today, right now. The things that I've talked to you about just so far are things that you can do right now. This is not something that you have to wait to do. You can start now upgrading the level of your thoughts. You can start now upgrading the level of your speech and upgrading the level of your actions. When you leave this room right now, you can start this now. You can be more self-disciplined now. You can take personal responsibility for your acts now. You can be more consistent. These are things you can do now. You can use these things right now, and they will make a difference. So the choice is yours. The choice is yours. Participate in your life. Take control. As a young man, take control and do the things that you need to do to move yourself down the pathway to success. And by all means, keep the faith. Thank you very much.